1 Kings chapter 2. And the days approached for David himself to die, and he gave charge to his son, to Solomon, saying, I am going in the way of all the earth, and you shall be strong, and you shall be a man, and you shall guard the watch of the Lord your God, to go in his ways, to guard his commandments, and the ordinances, and the judgments, and his testimonies, as written in the law of Moses, that you should perceive all what you shall do, and everywhere of whichever you shall have paid attention there, so that the Lord should establish his word, which he spoke concerning me, saying, If your sons should guard their way, to go before me in truth with their whole heart and with their whole soul, saying, There shall not be lifted away to you a man from the throne of Israel. And now you know what Joab, son of Zeruiah, did to me, and what he did to the two rulers of the forces of Israel, to Abner, son of Ner, and to Amasa, son of Jether, and he killed them, and ordered up the blood of war for peace, and put innocent blood on his belt, on his loin, and on his sandal, the one on his foot. And you shall do according to your wisdom, and you should not lead down his gray hair in peace into Hades. And to the sons of Barzillai the Gileadite you shall have mercy, and they shall be at the eating of your table. For so they drew near to me in my fleeing from the face of your brother Absalom. And behold, with you is Shimei, son of Gera, son of the Benjamite from out of Bahurim, and he cursed me a grievous curse in the day in which I went into camps. And he went down for meeting me at the Jordan, and I swore by an oath to him by the Lord, saying, I shall not put you to death by the broadsword. And you shall in no way acquit him, for you are a wise man, and you shall know what to do with him, and you shall lead down his gray hair with blood into Hades. And David slept with his fathers, and was entombed in the city of David. And the days which David reigned over Israel were 40 years. In Hebron he reigned 7 years, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years. And Solomon sat upon the throne of David his father, and his kingdom was prepared exceedingly. And Adonijah, son of Haggith, entered to Bathsheba, the mother of Solomon, and did obeisance to her. And she said, Are you entering in peace? And he said, Peace. And he said, My word to you. And she said to him, Speak. And he said to her, You know that to me was the kingdom, and upon me all Israel set their face for king. And the kingdom was turned and came to my brother, for by the Lord it was to him. And now I ask one request from you. You should not turn away your face. And Bathsheba said to him, Speak. And he said to her, Speak indeed to Solomon the king, for he will not turn away your face, so that he shall give to me Abishag the Shunammite for wife. And Bathsheba said, Well, I will speak for you to the king. And Bathsheba entered to King Solomon to speak to him concerning Adonijah. And the king rose up to meet her, and he did obeisance to her, and sat upon his throne. And a throne was set for the mother of the king, and she sat at his right. And she said to him, I ask one small request from you. You should not turn away my face. And the king said to her, Ask, my mother, for I will not turn from you. And she said, Let there be given indeed Abishag the Shunammite to Adonijah your brother for wife. And King Solomon answered and said to his mother, "And why are you asking Abishag for Adonijah? Then ask for him the kingdom, for this one is my older brother over me. And with him are Abiathar the priest, and with him Joab son of Zeruiah, commander-in-chief, his companion." And King Solomon swore by an oath according to the Lord, saying, "Thus may God do to me, and thus may he add to it, for Adonijah spoke this word against his own life. And now, as the Lord lives, who prepared me, and put me upon the throne of David my father, and he made to me a house, as the Lord said, that today Adonijah shall be put to death." And King Solomon sent out by the hand of Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, and he did away with him, and he died. And to Abiathar the priest the king said, "Run unto Anathoth, to your field, for you are a man marked for death. And from this day I will not put you to death, for you lifted the ark of the covenant of the Lord before David my father, and because you were mistreated in all ways which my father was mistreated." And Solomon cast out Abiathar, so that he would not be for priest to the Lord, to fulfill the saying of the Lord, which he said concerning the house of Eli in Shiloh. And the report came unto Joab, son of Zeruiah, for Joab was leaning after Adonijah, and did not turn aside after Solomon. And Joab fled to the tent of the Lord, and held the horns of the altar. And it was reported to Solomon, saying that, "Joab has fled into the tent of the Lord, and behold, he holds the horns of the altar." And Solomon sent Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, saying, "Go, and do away with him." And Benaiah came to Joab in the tent of the Lord, and said to him, "Thus says the king, Come forth." And Joab said, "I do not go forth, for here I shall die." And Benaiah returned and said to the king, saying, "Thus Joab has spoken, and thus he answered me." And the king said to him, "Go, and do to him as he has said, and do away with him, and you shall bury him, and lift away today the blood which Joab poured out freely from me, and from the house of my father." And the Lord returned the blood of his iniquity unto his head, inasmuch as he met the 2 just and good men above him, and killed them by the broadsword. And my father David did not know about Abner son of Ner, commander-in-chief of Israel, and Amasa son of Jether, commander-in-chief of Judah. And let their blood return upon his head, and upon the head of his seed unto the aeon. And to David, and to his seed, and to his house, and to his throne, may there be peace by the Lord into the aeon. And Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, ascended and met him, and killed him. And they entombed him in his house in the wilderness. And the king appointed Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, instead of him over the military. And the king appointed Zadok the priest as foremost priest instead of Abiathar. And sending, the king called Shimei and said to him, "Build for yourself a house in Jerusalem and settle there, and do not go forth from there, not at all. And it will be in the day that you exit and pass over the rushing stream Kidron. In knowing, know that to death you shall die. Your blood will be upon your head." And Shimei said to the king, "The thing is good which you have spoken, O my master, O king. Thus shall your bondman do." And Shimei settled in Jerusalem 3 years. And it came to pass after 3 years that 2 bondmen of Shimei ran away to Achish, son of Maacah, king of Gath. And they reported to Shimei, saying, Behold, your bondmen are in Gath. And Shimei rose up, and saddled his donkey, and went unto Gath to Achish, to seek after his bondmen. And Shimei went and led his bondmen from out of Gath. And it was reported to Solomon, saying that Shimei went from out of Jerusalem unto Gath, and returned. And the king sent and called Shimei, and said to him, Did I not bind you by an oath according to the Lord? And I attested to you, saying, In whichever day you should go forth from out of Jerusalem, and you should go to the right or left, in know that to death you shall die? And you said to me, The word which you heard was good. And why have you not guarded the oath of the Lord, and the commandment which I gave charge to you? And the king said to Shimei, You know all your evil, which your heart knows, which you did to David my father, and the Lord recompensed your evil on your head. And King Solomon is being blessed, and the throne of David will be prepared before the Lord into the eon. And King Solomon gave charge to Benaiah son of Jehoiada, and he came forth, and did away with him, and he died.